Guys, welcome back to the Solidarity Challenge. My name is Chris Turner. Once again, joined by Harry Channon and Darren Fletcher. A fantastic game there with Antoine Griezmann up against Ludovic Giuly there. Before Antoine Griezmann looking very, very good, but we've got a game that is close to us, or at least close to Darren Fletcher here. Steve McManaman against Robert Pires coming up right now. Interested to see this one, Darren. Do you have much faith in your colleague there? I know you probably don't, but let's try and sugarcoat it maybe a little bit.
I always have complete faith in my sidekick, Mr. McManaman. It's a battle of the wingers, this one, isn't it? I mean, you can imagine them in the same team, can't you? Pires down one side and McManaman down the other. I think you'd score plenty of goals. Steve's really laid back, but he'll want to win. But it's not really Steve's thing. You know, if you're going to say, what does Steve McManaman do? Playing Pro Evolution Soccer is not one of the things you put on the list. So he's taken a step into the unknown for a great cause today. So I just wish him well. I've got my fingers crossed. I'd love him to win because he's my mate, but you know, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. But just to confirm for you guys again and reiterate this consistently, this is the Solidarity Challenge. This is obviously, as Darren mentioned, for a great charity, www.solidaritychallenge.org. Donation can be done in any currency on the website. Every single part of that donation goes to the COVID-19 relief fund by the WHO. So make sure you do donate if you can. Harry, Robert Pires, fantastic Arsenal player, of course. Do you think he'll have what it takes on the sticks? And I'm curious, obviously, if he's going to use Arsenal. I would like to think he is going to, you would think.
Yes, I would be bitterly disappointed if he didn't, considering, he's almost synonymous with that club. Pires, funnily enough, actually was at the PES2020 World Finals. He was at the Emirates.
I remember.
Shook his hand. Me being a Tottenham supporter, it took a lot of guts for me to do that, so I'd like a pat on the back if you guys could. But no, it should be, again, a really fun matchup.
Very exciting again in this game, but first and foremost, Darren is going to chat to Steve and Robert.
So, fellas, Steve, Robert, before we get to Robert, I've got to talk to you, Macca, because we've been watching you behind the scenes struggle to actually get connected here. So this is the game might actually be the easy part. Actually getting you online to play has been the biggest problem here.
No, I think the game's going to be the hard part. And if you saw how much I struggled with setting it up, you know that I'm in big trouble, I think, Fletch, later on.
Have you practiced at all? I mean, I said to everybody, you're the most laid-back man in the room, but have you done anything? Have you played at all?
No, I had half a game yesterday when I tried to set it up, and I had to go out for season, and I haven't played it since before. It just matters out my hand that I had to be out of the house and see the family. So unfortunately, I'll be learning as I play, to be extremely honest. So if Robert is any good, the pressure's all on him.
Right, so let's ask him. So when you hear that, Robert, he's played half a game. He can't get connected online. You must be super confident now, surely.
Yes, I'm very confident now. I think Maka is better with the feet, not with head.
Correct.
Thank you, Maka. I'm very comfortable now.
If I could play the PlayStation with my feet, Robert, I'd be okay. It's just that you put something in my hands and there's nothing down for them. That's the only thing.
Merci.
Have you been practicing, Robert, at all? Have you been playing too? Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm not a player for PES, but yeah, I love to watch my son because he loves to play. So I know a little bit.
I wish you well, fellas. We'll speak after. So here we go then. We have Steve McManaman against Robert Pires, Juventus against Arsenal.
Oh, this is nice.
So you start.
Yeah.
Are you ready? It's been quite
I'm ready.
Journey to actually get Steve.
Let's go.
Point.
Okay, press X. There we go.
Here we are.
And again.
The words painful and difficult come to mind.
In
the end. Hopefully it should be a good match.
Foul.
Come on, ref.
The pre-match.
Oh, ready.
Higuain, love it.
Well, Macca's got an early chance here after that foul on Granit Xhaka.
Too slow, Gonzalo. Too slow.
Free kick of the game. Bentancur over the ball.
Which one's going to put to cross it into the box? Which one's going to shoot with?
To Real Madrid. He was going to sign for Juventus, so it is quite ironic that he's going to do this Juventus in this particular tournament, and he's just smashed that straight over the top of the bar. So let's see what happens.
He's playing off in the back, Pires.
The Arsenal legend,
Where we go?
Robert Pires.
Go on, Gonzalo, go and chase him.
There
There you go. There you go. That was your pass it.
Sidekick, mate. Commentator pull off a win, which would be so much against the odds. It's unbelievable because he's got no experience whatsoever.
Okay.
Not by the looks of it, Darren. I think he's currently trying to
Keep pressing circle all the time.
buttons, really. I mean, the free kick from miles out. He went
Go
for
that, go.
gone straight into Rose.
Go there. Down. Yes.
That attempted
Get on.
pass as well.
Go on, Douglas. Wrong way.
Pitch, so we'll have to see if he's able
10.
to
As
string
we shoot.
together some
What's he
passes.
done?
As
Offside.
I believe will be adjudged to be
No.
offside. Again, it'll be another
How did you do that offside?
really interesting game that we'll have as well as the other games we have here in the Solidarity Challenge.
Come on, Cristiano. Come on.
That, you know, both
Go
of
on.
these
He's in.
Oh,
professional
sorry.
footballers again like to attack
Go
down
on,
the wide
go on,
areas, and
go on.
neither of them I don't think
As we
have
shoot, mate.
the most amount of game time on the game either.
Well, he's on the way.
Bang!
Ah!
Go on,
Terrible
Gonzalo.
pass from the back by Mustafi to start.
Look at that. Look at his
And
pace. Pass
Higuain's
past
just
Mustafi.
tiptoed his way
Bellerin
through
closed him
nice
down, and he
slowly,
just
very
hits it.
methodically, and then the powerful shot
Oh,
that
it's
was
a stick
in
in.
before the
How
sound.
do I take a corner?
It really was. The save was needed there. And well, there was
Option. What's options?
Pires' side. The
Come
Arsenal
on.
defense really stepping up
Okay.
to put a challenge on the ball.
0.
Plenty
Okay.
more out there to take the corner. At the moment,
Not
Robert
it.
Pires can't get out of his own half. It's been constant pressure from
It's Cristiano. 10.
Ronaldo.
Shoot.
He's trying to make room on his
Oh, too high.
Did so well here, Steve.
Ah,
Just
we-
holding off the defender. I think it was Bellerin that came across to
Shot on the floor.
try and
Excellent.
hound Cristiano Ronaldo, who of course is so good at holding the ball up with
Okay.
his strength.
Excellent. Yeah, he's getting out.
On the
He's getting out
virtual
and
pitch
kick
as
it
well,
long.
of course, all these players
He's
are
gonna go back.
balanced, meaning they have uniform ratings. All
Pushes
the
it long. How do I head it?
statistics in game are about as
Good
balanced
play.
as they
Go
could be
forwards.
across the two squads. But
Where's
the
Cristiano?
likes of the strength statistics,
Go on, get
the
it.
player
Go on,
animations
Douglas.
that
Go on.
Cristiano
Go on.
Ronaldo uses on the
Missed
virtual
him.
pitch will still be
Okay.
in Juventus's favour, and in this case,
Oh,
Steve's favour.
go and tackle him.
Well, let's have a look what Aubameyang can do. He's on the ball for the first time. He was looking for
Offside.
He's been fouled.
Oh my word! Can't he have an offside in
Yellow
these
card
games?
there.
Oh no, it's a
Free kick.
foul.
It's a nice
Foul
one.
on
Free
him.
kick.
You'll be feeling
Your
them in a
old player,
moment.
Aaron Ramsey. Fouling him.
Well, it's the first real chance inside the
It's happened
McManaman
really.
half for Pires. And Granit Xhaka is over the free kick for Arsenal.
Oh, sneaky.
Forward by Dennis, intercepted there by Leonardo Bonucci.
Oh, no, come on. How do we change people? There we go.
It's Nicola Pepe
How do we
with an
change?
opportunity
Tackle him.
for a shot. That's a
Oh,
brilliant
good save, keeper.
Well, we've seen really good saves by both goalkeepers already from long
This is
range
me.
efforts. This time it was Steve McManaman with
How's it taken?
Juventus denying Robert Pires the lead.
10.
Good
Pass it.
couple
Oh,
of
he's passed it the wrong way.
for both men
Aaron
so
Ramsey.
far in the opening 15 in-game minutes.
Oh no.
Lacazette twisting
Aaron Ramsey
it
keeps on
away
fouling
from
people.
and then passing it
Oh,
to
no.
Sandro.
Go on.
Nicola Pepe was in there
Run.
at the same time. He's trying to
Run.
get in and he's given
Why is he
away
running?
the free kick.
Why wasn't he running?
Oh, come on.
Second yellow,
Oh.
the two erratic
Oh,
challenges out
Pepe.
there.
Yellow
Just
card.
a bit of insight, Harry. If you're not experienced
Go on,
in this game,
Alejandro.
you
Oh,
are essentially
red
playing for the
card,
first time
red
as the boys are in the match. How difficult
Right,
it
what's
can be
this?
just to
Big
get
one.
used to the controls, etc.
Oh, it's honestly one of the most
Boy.
difficult things
10.
at the time,
Pass.
especially when you are learning.
Nice.
on the job
Go on,
as best as
Cristiano.
we are to
Hit it.
try and figure out not only
Left
what
foot.
the buttons there is. Cristiano Ronaldo will give it a good go, but also figure out exactly how you want to formulate your attacks. Both these men
Look
will
at
have
that. Get
a
rid of
great
that. How do we get rid of
idea
that?
about how they want
I don't
to
need
attack.
to see that. That's not me,
It's
mate.
a completely
Sorry.
different kettle of fish, actually.
How do we get rid of these replays?
Having your brain tell your hands
Okay,
exactly
fine.
what to do and them actually following the same orders. So could be, again, a learning process. I think Steve said before
Right,
the game,
how
he's
do we get
learning on
this?
the job,
Has
he's
it?
learning
Bang.
as he goes. So
Oh, good ball.
he's clearly demonstrating that here.
Oh,
Oh, no.
I think it's full credit to both of them, the fact that they've managed to
No swearing,
generate
please.
opportunities in the first half. We've seen saves at both ends.
Oh, is that a
Ronaldo
pass?
and Chelsea.
Oh, no.
Oh,
It's, Bonucci in possession. I mean, at the moment, you'd say this one's got penalties written all
Good
over it.
ball.
We'll wait and see. Here's Ronaldo for
Oh, no, it's the wrong person.
Intercepted by
Keep passing the wrong player.
Now Lacazette.
Where are you going?
Robert Pires looking to get on the attack here.
Tackle.
Looking to find a way
Oh,
forward.
missed it.
Missed it.
No, that was Lacazette, that one. Tackle. One.
Oh, come on.
I'll do run quickly, mate. There, that one. Go on, run. Run like the wind. Run like the wind. Oh, no. I'll do a pass it.
Penalties if that's what we have
Oh,
at the
X.
end of
Shot!
Shot!
He's shot from a mile.
Needed a take.
Oh, he's got a foul, I think.
He's going to be brought back here for a foul.
Alexandro again.
Sandro.
Danny Ceballos tipping him up.
Well, that's a bit of a soft one for me, Darren, but
yeah,
it's still...
Yeah, we've seen...
Right, where's this going? Into the box. What button do we press? X.
Even this way it can be a bit dicey.
Is that it? Chipped? Oh, no. You're nutter. Why don't you tell me that?
Certainly, both these players like to put in a full-blooded challenge, not afraid of getting physical.
Good ball.
That in and of itself could prove some entertaining viewing, even if the attacking game isn't quite as good as we might want it to be.
So Benton Court with a Juventus corner for Steve McManaman.
Oh, what have I done again? I pressed X again.
You can all lose.
With Mesut Ozil. Here's Ronaldo.
Yeah. Look, Cristiano. Turn.
Nice.
Hit it.
Oh, wrong way.
I'll do a tackle. Good ball.
Come on.
Benton Court.
Thank you.
One or two signs here that Steve McManaman said
Zero to slide tackle.
Robert Pires on the
tackle.
Lacazette.
Good tackle, lad.
In there on his international teammate.
Pass it.
And then it watered. That was.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, my guy.
Just a quick one.
A little bit overzealous there, maybe with the power.
Aubameyang's gone down. That's no foul. Ramsey can lump it forward. They've got a bit room
get on that. Go on, Gonzalo. 10. Pass.
And they've got runners here. Douglas
Costa's
one of them.
Pass.
Steve McManaman coming forward.
Cristiano, 10. Bang.
Tackled by David Luiz. I just thought for a moment there he was going to press the right button and Ronaldo was going to score. There's Benton Court and straight to Xhaka.
It was a vital challenge, wasn't it? It was really, really well tackled there by Pires, really saving the goal. But you're right, if Steve maybe presses the right button there, that's surely going to be 1-0. It was a great chance.
Good ball. This will have this.
Brilliantly on the
10.
chest and turns and shoots. And all it needed again was a better finish.
It's a really well-worked opportunity, actually. It's again, as you said,
Pass it quick.
With a big man up top like Ronaldo, you can certainly afford to do that. Pires gave him plenty of space. And, well, I think we need to just get to grips with the power bar next. I think they've got the buttons down. It's just about maybe just trying to be a little bit softer with some of the actions they're doing.
Oh, good ball.
Juventus.
Offside.
Offside.
Little forays into
for
Robert Pires and Arsenal, but Maka at the moment is creating the clearer chances. But as we will find in the game, if you get that. Pressing wrong at the vital time, then you can blaze him over the bar. Here's Ronaldo. For the corner.
Corner. Oh no, done it the wrong way again, haven't I? Pressed the wrong button again.
Yeah, a bit of a disappointing result there for Steve McManaman. He is actually, though, starting to figure out that you can start to use the physicality of the players to your advantage to create that little bit of space, and that's promising signs going into the second half for Steve. If he can continue to do that with the likes of Costa, the likes of Ronaldo up front, Juventus have a really strong front line to attack the goal, then certainly we could see potentially, may I even say, a goal in the second half.
Oh, where's he going there? Come on, Cristiano, move.
It's Bellerin. Pires and Arsenal and there it's half-time, so 0-0. The better chance.
0-0.
Juventus. Well had a couple in the first half. Steve McManaman was able to spend a bit more time in the Pires penalty area than the other way round, but we go into the second half here at 0-0.
And again, just watch out for Juventus and Steve McManaman when he gets the ball. Not sure whether he's doing it intentionally or not, but he's using the strength of the players really well to just shield off the players that Pires is using to come towards the ball. It's something that some of the professional players do at the highest level. So,
smashed it on.
Steve is certainly doing right here, and it's something that Pires needs to try and figure out.
Where's Cristiano going? Run, Cristiano. Lovely.
Move, and he decides to go long now.
Had
Robert
it.
Pires up towards Lacazette, who took it
Oh.
really well. And Matisse de Ligt came across to make the tackle and the clearance
Take.
towards Ronaldo. Now, what can Juventus do from here? Here's
Oh,
Higuain.
turn, good
Tackle
turn.
by Mustafi, and now Xhaka.
I love it.
Douglas Costa nicks it back again. So Steve McManaman back in business. Higuain with the shot.
Oh! How come every one of my shots goes over the ball?
Time to shoot arrives.
Do you have to press it less?
Yeah, you're almost expecting your virtual player
Or do you have to press
target,
X for the shot?
almost 100% of the time. So you think, oh, if I put the most power possible on it, it should just sail right into the back of the net. Unfortunately, that's not the case. There is a percentage of shot error. Obviously, that gets higher.
Oh, we're in.
Oh, come on, sérieux.
There's a chance here for Juventus.
Ronaldo.
Oh, where's he passed that? Come on, Gonzalo.
Complètement différent de l'autre.
If this does go to penalties and Robert Pires nicks it, it would be
Tackle.
a smash and grab
Yeah.
because Steve McManaman
Well done.
had all the opportunities.
Turn,
Here's
hit
Higuain
it.
potentially with another one. And
C'est bien, il est sérieux.
And he shoots.
Oh, rubbish!
And placed it
That's
well.
what I was for. Yeah,
Lovely
man.
bit of skill though, wasn't it?
Terrible angle.
From Higuain. Nice little ball roll. Shift to the
Where's he gone?
other side of the defender.
Go and get him.
Really
Tackle
caught
him.
Pires off guard, but he comes
Penalty.
out.
Oh, corner.
That was an important block.
I feel sorry for the goalie how he gets any shots.
I know. Goalkeepers haven't done anything.
His goalkeeper has.
Chance back for Pepe.
Touchdown. The touchdown. Why?
So a corner here for
There we go.
Pires and Arsenal with Xhaka over it for them.
How do we do this?
Looking to tee up Lacazette. He lets it run. Douglas Costa back there to defend it.
Good ball.
Juventus
10.
plays up now to
Run.
Gonzalo Higuain.
Run.
So
Oh, I ran the wrong way.
Squadron Mustafi in with the tackle.
Oh, yes. Tackle. Run it.
Douglas Costa takes it off of Barry.
Run, Douglas. Run, Douglas. Run like the
Runs away
wind.
from Saka.
Just to go pretty fast.
Go on,
And
Douglas.
this is from Douglas
Go on,
Costa. It's like
Douglas.
Steve McManaman and his
Hit
pride
it,
is
hit.
gonna go all the way here, Douglas
Pass.
Costa.
Oh.
How close was that?
Douglas.
Fais pas grand mon grand,
Right,
c'était
Douglas
une-
Costa.
Thought that was just going to trickle in.
Oh, I've done it again. Why would you cross it in the air? It wasn't the same thing with the
I
left.
thought it was certain to be a goal.
He's starting to figure out that Pires is
Oh,
getting
rubbish,
towards the
rubbish,
ball when he does. They don't
rubbish,
fully
Daddy.
lock onto the football as you might expect them to. And I
Mais
think
c'est- je
Steve
comprends pas,
is
le
starting
truc.
to use that to his advantage with the likes of
Come on,
Costa
Douglas.
on the counter-attack. Here he goes again.
Where's he going? Wrong way.
Once
That's it.
again,
This way.
spinning and twisting and turning, and
Come
he's
on,
still got the
run,
ball,
run.
and they can't get it off him, Arsenal.
Run.
Douglas Costa
This way,
still.
this
He's gonna
way.
go through the
On his
line
left
again.
foot.
Douglas
Shoot.
Costa. Now is there a finish?
Shoot.
Oh, he's put it away.
Shoot, you
What a
nutter.
chance again. He could have been the hero.
Exactement.
Could have been the hero for Steve.
Déjà, il est là, loin.
See, you can't press zero. Oh, this is the cross now.
Corner
There
taken
we
by
go.
Captain Core.
It's certainly as these two players have started to get to grips with their virtual
I threw it the wrong
squad.
way.
Steve especially
Which way?
has really
Right,
started
where
to
am I
get
now?
the stage and
There we are. Go on, we'll
if he
tackle
wants
him.
to score a worldie. You can
Hang on.
see
Love
he's
it.
sort of just settle for a tackle. It's a real worldie.
Good
ball. 10.
Oh,
Oh,
good
good
tackle.
tackle.
Get on the end of this one.
Oh, no, he's getting
Oh.
No, he's got in.
Gone for the chip.
Oh, chip the ball.
Decent 0-0. I've got
Chip
to
the
say, I
goalie.
can't work out how Steve
Sorry.
McManaman's not ahead.
Oh, ran over his head.
Just lacking that vital finish at the moment.
Tackle, tackle.
There's the shot from Aubameyang that went through to Sheffield.
Ah non.
I'll do it. I'll do
I've got
the
a
circle.
feeling that if they do score here,
Circle.
Juventus, it's going to be a
Mais il
special
joue
goal.
l'accélération du joueur.
Oh, he's throwing the ball out.
Triangle means
Here's a chance though for Robert Pires.
Well,
Lacazette. Ramsey has it back again, the former
There we go.
Arsenal player.
Ouais,
Again,
mais il
now
accélère pas.
Higuain.
Bah, ça dépend des joueurs et il accélère avec le buzz, hein, le buzzer. Hein,
Wants to
c'est
take
pas
Oh.
David Luiz and runs away from him.
Like
Back he
the-
goes.
Et comment il court, sérieux, l'ennemi. Mais sérieux.
Crossed. Here's
Hit it.
Ronaldo with the chance. Somehow they managed
Hit
to
it!
block it off. And I thought,
Oh,
that was the moment again. How many more
Cristiano!
chances will he need?
Normally it's 4.
Pires as well, very lucky he got the ball there.
Les gars, c'est Aubameyang, il va pas vite.
Ronaldo goes down in the area. Obviously,
Sérieux?
it's going to be a penalty.
Avec la balle.
Hit it!
She plays like a cook for
Fouls,
Ah,
fouls.
come on, Dre.
Fouls. I'll take a quick. I'll take a
One
free
thing
kick
that I've
now.
noticed so far from Steve,
What's
really
options?
just using the
Right, I'll take a free
his
kick.
players in his squad so much better than Pires.
What do we do?
around.
Yeah, but okay, but what do we do? What the heck?
You just
This
look
was
like
the
a
big
circle.
moment for Steve
Okay, but how's we
McManaman.
get on target?
You guys have to shoot.
Okay, how do we shoot?
Téléphone.
Ronaldo passes it to Ramsey.
Oh, what have we done there?
Costa.
What have we done?
Well, didn't make much of it. There's Matuidi. He shoots.
Oh, over the bar, over the bar,
Ambitious.
over the bar.
Hey,
I actually thought the free kick was in it. A pretty decent area, just far out enough and off to the side that he could maybe get it up and over the
Okay,
ball.
right, we're on shoot. Sorry, sorry.
Steve had other ideas, but Pires
That's
is-
easy.
he's
Just
still
smash one up.
surviving. So
No,
far.
no,
He's
Hanging
very
in
much
there.
surviving.
He's hanging in there. I think Steve's game plan is to walk.
Still
the
trying to
ball
find
about
out
a
to
yard
score.
out and then shoot from there.
To try and shoot.
No, he's kept it down now, but he's still not
Necessity
played
to
the.
kick it over the bar.
It's not a bad
Yeah, we're playing
game.
now.
Launched
There we
forward
go.
by Alexander
Go on.
towards Douglas
Oh,
Costa.
well.
Cleared away by David Luiz.
Bang!
Here's
How
Aaron
Ten.
Ramsey.
Pass.
This is
Ball.
Pires on penalties written all over it.
Ouais.
Quadrado.
In the box. Oh!
C'est quoi ça?
I'll let you explain that.
Last 3 minutes of the game, then penalties.
C'est un grand match.
I know, it'll be
C'est a
great.
big game.
Here's Ramsey on the move with options.
Oh, smash, smash
No
them.
foul. Fair challenge. Aubameyang forward to
10,
Lacazette.
10.
That's not your player.
Here's Saka.
There's mine with the blue circle on his head.
Exactly.
Lacazette managed to get himself
Bang.
through, but Bonucci's gone
Get him
in
up
there.
front.
Launched
Head it,
forward by
head it.
Bonucci. Takes you back to the 1980s, some of these long balls.
I am. There's Quadrado. Look, I'm getting the ball. Look, bang. Get tackle him.
The chance that
Oh, mais
Pires has
non.
been waiting for. No, it's not.
Speak to the TV.
Mais
It's
sérieux.
the full-time
That's
whistle.
actually-
Get ready, sorted.
We will go.
Interesting to see as well where the goalkeeper moves
I'll do a
to.
run to it.
So first up, Ronaldo for Steve
No,
McManaman and Juventus.
that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Hmm.
What? I am.
Steve needs to press a button at some stage.
Wait,
Yeah.
go now.
Here
we go.
Now.
Oh, he scored!
Oh!
1-0
Right down the
McManaman.
middle.
Cristiano Ronaldo with a
Oh, he's
penalty.
supposed to put it to the side.
Solid penalty, straight down the middle. Obviously,
He's
Pires
good,
gambled
Lucas.
and gambled the wrong way.
That's the thing.
So Xhaka to try and reply for Arsenal
Okay.
against
ready.
the former
I'm
Oh,
ready.
wait, your
keeper
goalie.
Szczesny.
Your goalie. You're a goalie.
What can Robert
Tu vas
Pires
pas
do
But how do
to
I know?
respond?
Hein?
How do I know?
Je sais pas.
Appuie.
Here comes Xhaka. Oh, and he's
Yeah!
chipped it out into the arms of the
Mais tu
goalkeeper.
choisis
Advantage McManaman in the
Là ou
shootout.
là?
comme tu veux.
I said there'd be quite
Non.
a few down the middle.
Dès que...
Douglas Costa. Oh, he's put it
Oh,
wide.
yes!
It's a miss.
Oh, missed.
Douglas Costa is
Miss.
one of the stars
Je
of
sais
the
pas
show
comment
in
dire.
normal time. Now Lacazette to try and get Pires level for Arsenal.
Does Pires risk it here? We just saw
Le
McManaman miss
tir,
one.
c'est ça.
Does he go back down the middle?
C'est carré. Donc, après, tu choisis, voilà. Et là, tu as la barre qui s'est machinée. Et donc, avec les
Oh, he
joysticks, tu peux
scored!
faire.
Oh, yes!
Clear, 1-1.
Oh, dis donc, merci.
Merci.
And they both
Ouais.
scored
Merci, coach.
one. They both missed
Tu
one.
vois ou pas la barre?
Ouais.
Playing now.
Let's see what Higuain can do.
Oh,
he
Oh, yes!
It's an awful penalty.
Aubameyang,
Let's see
Aubameyang.
what Aubameyang does now. Arsenal with a chance to go ahead.
Tu vois ou pas la barre?
Ouais.
Szczesny waits. Pires is ready. Here comes Aubameyang. Oh, what a save!
Oh!
1-1.
Well, the
He
deeper we go
struck
to the
it cleanly enough,
shootout,
didn't he?
you have to remember,
Little
just
tiny
as
bit.
it is in the real world, the weaker
Okay.
penalty takers
Much
will start
easy.
stepping up for both of these squads. So don't be surprised to see a lot more misses.
Let's have a look at Matuidi. Let's see what he can do. Can Juve go back ahead?
Oh,
no,
save!
God, what a save!
What a save!
What a save that is, by the way.
Oh,
What a
yes.
stretch.
Come on, Mesut.
Arsenal's
Miss it,
turn.
miss it,
3 misses,
miss
1
it.
scored for Juventus. 2 misses, 1 scored for Arsenal. Ozil, oh, that's saved as
Yes!
well.
Again. Sérieux?
Big moment now. Aaron Ramsey against his
No.
old side. Can Steve McManaman find a way to score?
All right, it's Aaron Ramsey against his old team.
Oh, he saved another.
Yes!
He celebrates. It all comes down to this. Nicola Pepe to send Pires through and Steve McManaman out.
Ouais.
Avant de tirer, tu dis où est-ce que tu veux tirer. Tu comprends ou pas?
Pepe versus.
La jauge à fond. Non.
This is it.
Oh, he's put it straight to the
Putain, mais
goalkeeper
je le mets à
again.
gauche là-bas.
I can't
Mais
believe
Mais
it.
ça. Mais non, ça marche pas.
Well,
Mais non, ça
into
marche pas,
penalties
ça.
we go. You can tell Pires not
Mais
comfortable
c'est-
going either side. He's gone down the middle with most of his penalties.
So up steps Benson.
There we
for
go.
Steve McManaman. Oh, he's
Bang!
put it wide.
Yes.
He's gone for the
Tu vois, mais
goal.
j'arrive pas à mettre sur les
Such
côtés.
drama in here. One of the worst penalty shootouts you'll ever
Tu
see.
fais le joystick
Avant et après.
Avant et
It's great
après.
drama, though.
Ça, là?
I love it.
Oui,
Oh, you
pour
can
montrer
cut
où
the
est-ce que
tension
tu
with
veux
a knife.
tirer.
Regarde, je monte. Hein. Regarde, je monte là. Regarde.
Dani
Ok.
Tu
Ceballos
tires à fond. Non, bah, déjà, c'est pas à fond.
scores.
Voilà.
Oh, Arsenal.
Oh,
Well, it's the
Yes.
smash and grab that we talked about. Steve McManaman had
Not
all
bad,
the
huh?
chances.
This one.
Robert Pires, when it really mattered, sees Dani Ceballos
Very
step
good,
up to
Robert,
score
very
the
good.
winning spot kick.
Thank you,
And
Maga.
Robert Pires and Arsenal go through. Right, listen, let's cut to the check. You would normally start at this stage with the winner, but I'm actually going to start off with the loser. How on earth did you lose that game?
I actually thought I played quite well. It's just that I couldn't
did?
keep the ball. I couldn't keep the ball below the goal. That's the only thing. If I was playing American football or rugby, I would have won 30, 33, 3. But unfortunately, I'm playing football and couldn't keep it below the goal. I surprised myself.
Robert, we said during the game that this has got Pires on penalties written all over it because he had all the ball. Douglas Costa's running riot. You hardly had a shot, and we could see it. We knew you were going to win on penalties.
Yeah, I think it was the last solution for me to win the game, just on the penalties. Because during the game I was so bad. and Maka is better than me.
I gotta say though, when you were
I've only had half a game of practice, so I don't know how I'm better than Robert. I tell you that.
do you know what though?
Thanks,
when you were
Leno.
Robert,
Thanks,
when you were
Leno.
taking when you were taking the penalties until the last one, they were all down the middle, straight to the goalkeeper, and then you pulled out a blinder into the top corner to win it. Where did that come from?
I don't know. So that's why I need to practice tomorrow, even the penalties.
I know. I can't believe that my penalties. I hit a couple of penalties wide, and then he made an absolutely fantastic save at his penalties. I couldn't even move my goalkeeper. Thankfully, he hit all his penalties down the middle of the goal.
We worked out your tactics though, Steve, and it was get Douglas Costa to run as near to the goal as you could and then shoot, but you could never get close enough to stop it going over the bar.
I know. I kept on shouting, shoot, and he kept on passing it. So my fingers are too fat, it must be. I kept on pressing the wrong buttons.
It was absolutely fantastic entertainment. We were thoroughly enjoying it, and we had no idea where it was going to go, other than the fact we thought Robert would win on penalties because it had been so one-sided. You just couldn't find a finish. It's been brilliant. I think if there's a lucky loser column, I'm going to campaign to bring you back. But if not, we won't see you again. But we will see Robert because he's through. And who's to say? Greece did it, didn't they? Back in the Euros all those years ago, where they just defended and won. You might do that this year, Robert. You could take Griezmann down in the final playing like that. Fellas, absolutely brilliant.
Plenty of confidence there.
Yeah, fantastic. Steve, thanks for being such a great sport, as I knew you would be. And Robert, we'll see you in the next round.
Well, an instant classic, I'm going to say, guys, or was it, Darren? What was going on there? Mac has been robbed.
I think that's what this is all about. I think that this is the Solidarity Challenge in a nutshell. Both of them have done their best. Maka, how he's not won that, I'll never know. He won't sleep tonight. He'll be playing those chances over and over in his mind. He'll be cursing Douglas Costa. He'll be cursing Robert Pires. And then, of course, Robert can't even get hold of the ball. He had one chance, I think, in the entire period of normal time. Every penalty that he takes goes straight down the middle into the goalkeeper's arms. And then when he needs it, he picks out the top corner. I mean, Harry's never seen anything like that. He's seen way more of this than I have, and he's never experienced a game like that.
The game-winning penalty was the type of penalty that we see at the top-level competitions, actually winning tournaments, and Pires just pulls that one out of the bag at the very last minute. You can't predict it at all.
Great entertainment, though, wasn't it? How much fun was that? That was brilliant.
That was brilliant.
It was the best 0-0 I've ever seen, and I think you're right. What it's about is that it's about people trying to learn. Maybe this sort of time where everyone's been stuck in lockdown, learning to play video games, and we've seen it literally there on the screen. Both two guys trying to learn how to play PES. Phenomenal there. But as said, I mean, Darren, anything else to say on that one? I mean,
yeah, we've got to let everybody into a secret. The match took so long to actually play because Steve, I think he literally plugged the PS4 in for the first time. So he got to do updates and all sorts. So at one point we had to wait 20 minutes before the match to update the thing. I mean, he was so raw and so new to the whole experience. And then we actually thought, didn't we, Harry, just for a second or two, that he'd actually worked all this out and he might actually be a ringer. I thought he was better than he'd actually let on.
I thought maybe he was hustling us, maybe, but he certainly looked the more likely in the 90 to actually win the match. But you know what they say about penalties, Chris. I mean, anything can happen when you go there.
Tactically brilliant, fellas. He'd worked out that if he could get Douglas Costa to within a yard of the goal line, there was no way he could go over, and he'd shoot from there. But he could never quite get close enough. Mustafi or David Luiz always popped up.
Unbelievable game. Plenty more to go. But just to remind you guys why we're doing this is obviously the Solidarity Challenge. The Solidarity website is www.solidaritychallenge.org. Donation, as said, can be made in any currency. These donations are all going directly to the COVID-19 fund by the WHO to help out the whole planet in this whole pandemic that we have going on. But there's plenty more action to come, and hopefully some games as entertaining as that. Coming up next is Tommy Fleetwood against Sir Mo Farah.